Hey y'all, so we just finished Unit 1 and we had to learn about place value and decimals so that we could understand how to do fractions. So the first lesson that we have in Unit 2 is adding and subtracting fractions, and let's go ahead and get started. So before we talk about how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators, let's review what you learned in 4th grade. So in 4th grade, you learned how to add and subtract fractions with similar denominators or the same denominators. So we have the example right here, 4/6 plus 1/6 equals 5/6. So the denominator stays the same, and you add across, and then you get 5/6. And then for this one, it's 4/6 minus 1/6 equals 3/6. So the denominator stays the same on both adding and subtracting. So you're only adding or subtracting the numerator, the denominator stays the same. Okay, so how do we add and subtract fractions with like denominators? Let's review that. So let's say I have 8/10 plus 1/10. My denominators, which are the numbers in yellow at the bottom, those stay the same, and I add across and I get 8 plus 1, and that equals 9/10. Make sure you always circle your answer. So that's an adding problem. Let's go and do an example with subtraction. Okay, so let's do an example with subtraction. Let's say that I have 8/10 minus 1/10. My denominators again are staying the same, and 8 minus 1 is 7, and the 10 stays the same. So my answer is 7/10. So that's something that you should have learned in 4th grade last year. Let's recap. So words that we need to know so far to understand adding and subtracting fractions. You need to be familiar with me talking about the denominator. The denominator is the number at the bottom of the fraction. And then you also need to know about the numerator, which is the number on top of the fraction. One way I remember denominator and numerator is that denominator is down. So D and down and D and denominator. So that's one way you can remember that. So the denominator is on the bottom and the numerator is on the top. So now we're going to learn something new. How do we add and subtract numbers that have a different denominator? So one of the ways that we can do this is by finding the greatest common factor, or GCF for short. So the steps to do that, you list the two numbers in separate t-charts and circle the largest factor that they share. So I'll show you on the next slide. So let's find the GCF of 15 and 20. Our first step is to draw a t-chart for each number. Our second step is to write those numbers on top. And then I'm going to focus on one number at a time so I don't get confused. So we're finding the factors that multiply together to equal 15. I know that 1, or I'll change colors. 1 times 15 gives me 15. I know that 3 times 5 gives me 15. And it's a good rule of thumb to do at least 3 factors so that you can compare them. And I know that 5 times 3 gives me 15. So similar factors there. I know that 1 times 20 gives me 20. I know that 2 times 10 gives me 20. I know 4 times 5 gives me 20. So if I look at my my two numbers, their greatest common factor, we have 5 and 5. So those are the factors that they have in common. So let's find the GCF of 23 and 36. So I draw my t-charts. I write my numbers on top. and then I find my factors. So 1 and 23 multiply to equal each other, and that's actually it for 23 because 23 is a prime number, which means that it's only divisible by 1 and itself. Now I'm going to move on to 36. So 36, I have 1 36, and I have 2 times 18, and I have 3 times 9. Actually, no, sorry, it's 3 times 12. Forgive me, I'm pretty tired right now. So 3 times 12. So I can see that the greatest common factor between 23 and 36 is actually just going to be 1. Okay, so now that we know how to do that, let's learn how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. So if I have 2/3 plus 1/4, to add or subtract fractions with unlike denominators, you must use equivalent fractions. So equivalent means the same, meaning that we have to make these numbers at the bottom be the same. So we're going to figure out how to make those fractions have similar values. Let's give it a shot. So the first step is to find the least common multiple. The least common multiple is like what I like to think of your times tables or skip counting. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and then 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. And LCM in least common multiple, that's what that means. We do this so that we don't have to do as much work later to simplify the fractions. So the denominators that we saw in that first slide, we had 3 and 4, and the one that they have in common is 12. So we have to find equivalent fractions using the least common multiple. So I know that 2/3, I'm trying to make the 3 equal to 12. So to get the 3 equal to 12, I have to multiply by 4. And what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So I multiply the bottom by 4 and the top by 4. So 2/3 is equal to 8/12. And I could show you an example, which I will later this week, of how those fractions are equivalent on a pie chart. It would take up the same amount of space. So 2/3 is also equal to 8/12. Okay, and then we have 1/4, and we to get to 12, we have to multiply our denominator by 3. So I see my 3 right there. 4 times 3 is 12, and then I have 1 times 3 because what I do to the bottom, I have to also do to the top. So then I get 3/12. And then you add or subtract using the equivalent fractions. So our 2/3 is equal to 8/12. Our 1/4 is equal to 3/12. We add them together and we use the same logic that we learned in 4th grade. So the denominator stays the same. So these don't change. They all stay the same. But 8 plus 3 equals 11. And so my final answer is 11/12. Which brings us to our last slide. How do we add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators? So let's do 2 examples. We have 5/9 plus 3/12. My first step is to make sure that these are the same. So we have to find the least common multiple, which is sort of like skip counting. So I'm going to do my LCM skip counting over here. And eventually you could probably get pretty good and do this in your head, but I like to show you whenever we first start learning it. So if I have the number, oh, that's not the right one. If I have the number 9 over here, so 9, I know that I have 9, 18, 27, 36. I would say at least skip count 4 times. Sometimes you have to do it 5 times. Sometimes you have to do it more times. But we'll do it 4 times for right now. And then I'm skip counting for 12. So I have 12, 24, 36, and I'm going to stop there because I see that they have two numbers in common, which is 36. So my LCM is 36. Now we have to make sure our fractions have a denominator equal to 36. So I am going to rewrite those. So 5/9 is equal to some number over 36. 9 times something equals 36. I know that 9 times 4 equals 36. And what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So 5 times 4 equals 20. So that is done for that one. It's a good idea to check it whenever you've done it. My second number, and I'll use a different color so I don't get confused. My second number is 3/12. So 3/12 is equal to some number over 36. And I know that 12 times 3 gives me 36, and 3 times 3 gives me 9. But now I need to go back and add my equivalent fractions. So I'm really adding 20 over 36 plus 9 over 36. My denominator stays the same, so 36 stays there, and then 20 plus 9 is 29. So my final answer is 29 over 36. We're going to try one more example with subtraction. Okay, so we did an adding problem. Let's do a subtracting problem. So we have 5/6 minus 1/8. Again, we need to find our least common multiples of each number so that we can make our equivalent fractions. So if we list our numbers and skip count, essentially, we get 8, 16, 24, and let's do 6. So we have 6, 12, 18, and 24. So the two numbers that match are 24, which means that we need to set these two numbers equal to a 24 as their denominator. So let's do that. So we have 5/6 is equal to some number over 24. I know that 6 times 4 gives me 24. And then what we do at the bottom, we have to do the top. So 5 times 4 is 20. So that is for 5/6. And for 1/8, that is going to be set equal to 24 as well. So 8 times 3 is 24. And then 1 times 3 is 3. So we did that one. Now we have to subtract. So I have 20 over 24 minus 3 over 24, and 24 stays the same as the denominator, and then 20 minus 3 is 17, and so my final answer is 17/24.